Why does Bitcoin always pump when I seem to come onto the stage here? 84,100 for Bitcoin. Getting a nice pump back to the upside. That 84K area is so crucial. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on the weekly candle close. The weekly candle close. I'm wearing pants, so will Skyfall one day. Shout out to everybody here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Hope you're having a wonderful, awesome, just kick butt day today. Hope everything's going your way on this beautiful Sunday. It was a beautiful day here in sunny Florida. Hung out with my kids. Everyone was healthy and beautiful. Everything worked out absolutely beautiful, so you just can't complain. A beautiful, beautiful day out here in Florida. So, and Bitcoin getting a bit of a beautiful bounce here off the bottom of the channel, bouncing. It's, you know, it's always seems to pump the second I show up. It's like Sammy shows up, they wicked it up, but they got us back above the 200 MA, and we are kicking to the upside. Am I still inside the trades that I opened on weeks? I am. One's down 74, one's down basically break even. We'll see what happens, but as long as we stay above that 200, you see my stop losses? They did not get hit there. They were close, but they did not get hit. The 30-minute time frame also showing signs of fighting off that 200 MA. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour, as you can see, wicked. Did not stop me out, though. Look at that. Beautiful. 2 stops right there. Still sitting pretty. And now Bitcoin looking like it may get a nice, beautiful bounce here off this flag to the upside. And we may be in for some, like one of the best entries ever just by being patient all day here. We're going to get into this, but this looks like something I would normally enter right now. Like right now. That looks looking very bullish on the 4-hour with a wick, with a stop loss below the wick. It's a very beautiful sign. We could get a nice pump here to the upside for Bitcoin. So, hey, you know, you do you, I'll do me. And a beautiful place to trade is on MEXC, the lowest fees in the game for MEXC. If you want to jump on it, I do have a link in the pinned comment that'll eventually get on up there throughout the show. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being awesome, for being amazing, and for kicking it with the lifer. I'm super excited. There's a pinned comment right there. You can go to MEXC. These no fees. If you don't want to pay any fees, basically 0.1%, 0.01, nothing. But this looks like the 4-hour could really make a beautiful move here. I kept saying this, I'm long. I told everyone today, I said, I'm just going to sit in my longs as long as we stay above the 200 MA. I am fine here. And you're like, how do I use the 200 over and over and over? And I'll program it into your head till you figure it out. It might take a year, it might take 2, it might take 3. But one day you're going to know what I know. And you're going to be like, dang, man, Sammy gave it away. He gave me exactly what he's got. Bang, bang, bang. Let's talk about the big news here for OHM. OHM, you know, this is huge news in crypto. And, you know, it's interesting. OHM was bouncing when the whole market was dumping. It almost felt like it was a fish trap or something. It was weird, right? I don't know. Anyone else felt a little strange about it? I was kind of, it's funny. We talked about it this morning. Isn't that funny? We talked about it this morning, and I even I put it in a flag, and I was like, oh, let's, you know, we're going to look at the chart. But unbelievable what happened, right? But OHM token loses 98% of the value, wipes $6 billion from the market cap in minutes. If you're in my trading group, I was putting that out. I saw that information, was able to grab it to the group and even hit it to Twitter. I figured it was important, but that's insanity. Threw it to Twitter and put it out to the group at about 6:42. And that thing just rugged on the daily time frame there. Anyway, so they dropped from $6 to $57 in under an hour. All right, losing 98% of its value. Over $6 billion in market cap was wiped out in minutes during the crash. Traders on X blame the alleged Cabal team for the massive insider sell-off. Real world asset token mantra down. Hold on, something up with my eyepiece here. Something in my eye. I don't know what that was. Sorry. Real world asset token Mantra loses 98% of its value, more than $6 billion vanished. The crash took OHM from nearly 6 to 57. It dropped to $6 billion to $699 million. The crash happened so fast, traders couldn't exit in time. Couldn't even get out if you wanted to. PostNX started pouring in with minutes, one after the other. People blamed what they called the Cabal team, accusing them of dumping a huge chunk of supply all at once. No one named names yet, but most tweets linked the Cabal team to people inside the Mantra project. They're being accused of holding a massive portion of tokens and pulling the plug without warning. One user on X wrote, the Cabal team just rugged everyone. Project is dead. Another said, like I said, OM is one of the largest scams I've ever seen in crypto. They controlled the supply and manipulated the price so they could dump their tokens OTC. Pure market manipulation. The team belongs in prison after this. Glad my followers stayed away. Hey, I never touched it. I never added it to a long-term portfolio. We just went over my long-term portfolio last week. There was no Mantra DAO in there. The chart's been ugly ever since February. Almost worth $9. This is crazy. This is crazy. But it doesn't seem to matter. Bitcoin getting a massive pump to the upside. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Bitcoin booming. And this is why I like to trade that 4-hour time frame. A bounce off the 200 on the 4-hour tells me with low stochastics that we're about to get busy. We're about to get busy out here. And boom to the upside. Possibly a nice move here to the upside for Bitcoin. Bitcoin absolutely booming to the upside here and ripping. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm waiting for something to load. Anyway, smart wallets dumped before the price collapse. According to the data from Arkham, the address F2, which belongs to Mantra DAO project team, transferred and burned to the dead address on April 2nd. And to a date, a total of 84 million ohm have been burned, with the total burn value reaching 524 million. The chart's been ugly ever since. On February 24th, it was worth $9, with a total market cap worth 560 million. Interesting craziness going on here for Bitcoin. Absolute insanity when you think about it all. Like absolute insanity. But let's take a look at BTC. Absolutely ripping 85,000 now for Bitcoin. Like doing damage. It's at 85K. Like this is a huge move. And it's funny. Remember I said we'd be in this green box when I'd show up today? And we're just about to, this is insane. I'm about to get it. Sammy's got it. I mean, it touched the green box for a second. If I go to the right time frame, I should be in one. The 1 minute should be in there. Someone's got to be in there. Oh man, look, we're getting rejected by my green box as if that's so strange. They're like, no, not today, Sammy. Not today. But a huge pump for Bitcoin there on that Sunday night pump. And you got to love it. And to me, it was about retesting the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, and the 21-day moving average. I mean, that's a bull flag. I'm going to delete that all, but like that's we trade this all day long. Bounces off the 200 are my specialty. They're my je ne sais quoi. It's like just what I love to trade. This happens all the time. Damn, so this thing looks like it could, oh my gosh. Anyway, let's take a look at the weekly and continue to look at it. And our trade should be in the green now, right? Oh, back down again, but it must have been in the green at one point. Still down at 84,000, but down 27. This thing, I think it down was like 140 at one point. My whole thing is this, it's really just a simple just gut trade, meaning I'm in it. It should stay above the 200 and continue to pump at one point. It could, but look, shoulder head, maybe it makes a right shoulder. We'll take a look at the bigger picture here for Bitcoin and see what's happening, but this is a good sign so far on the weekly time frame. So falling wedge, right? And that's a breakout of the falling wedge right now. So far, so good. Let's hope this weekly continues to rip. This could just be a monster move. And this is what you want. You want the candle to close and you want the second week to open. And you know, the other day we had a red and opens red. I mean, it just, you're you know, this was rippage though. We had a bullish engulfing. That still tore my heart out. But the TA just was so nice. And then they, you know, but hey, we could see it happening because what? We lost the 200 MA in the smaller time frames and they told us to be careful. That's why I love my strategy. It's a zoom in, wait for confirmations on the smaller time frames. When they give you the up ones, then take the bigger confirmations that have higher probability. If you have good probability in the 4 hour, you just verify it with a higher probability by making sure even the smaller time frames are giving you an entry. That gives you a beautiful, beautiful probability, you know. Now, if otherwise you're playing with one probability. I like to double up. So this is a breakout of the weekly. Oversold, hidden bullish divergence, right? We've bounced off the hidden bullish divvy there with the golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement, the 0.65 between the 0.618 and the 0.65. We went right into the golden Paquito. Bitcoin looking like it could start a roar to the upside. This is the beginning of a huge pump back to $139,000 by July. Imagine if July 28th, we are sitting fat. We are fat cats sitting huge on massive amounts of gains. Monday, July 28th of 2025. This is definitely a beautiful possibility that could be happening and may just be coming our way. But only time will tell. We will see as Bitcoin starts to kind of get itself settled here. But the weekly looking nice for Bitcoin. The 3-day chart not looking so nice. We want to make sure this does not close bearish like that. That would be tweezer tops, and that would be 84,000. Really resistance is at 85,260, right? Kind of where we just hit. Like we just kind of ripped to resistance here. Wow. I mean, the top of this candle was actually, the high was 86,100. The daily looking interesting. Let's take a look at what happened today. Today was lackluster. Bitcoin opened at 85,276 and 91 cents. The high was 86,100. The low was 83,034 and 23, and the candle closed at 83,760. It would go down $1,516 today. So the day eventually would close, but then we would get this kind of pump out of nowhere that got us back into action here. And this is what we're looking at on the daily. Nice little flag, if you ask me. I mean, you're above the 21. Could even extend that nice measured move. And yeah, that brings you right to this bigger resistance here. Yeah, to bring that right there. It's just, 94,000. Maybe a little stop there at 90K would be the ideal area here. Maybe a couple more sideways price action days. Wednesday, Thursday, we pump out of this thing, make a beautiful bullish rectangle. It's starting to develop. A little overbought there on the stochastics RSI on the 22 and 12 hour time frame. The 4 hour says I'm about to get busy. This is just the beginning. I'm going to close this candle, and maybe throughout the night I may start the pump. I mean, the other night we had a huge pump of the 4 hour, buy a pullback, pump, pullback, and the 4 hours just been on a tear. Again, as I say, as long as the 4 hour stays above the 200 MA, it tells me there could be a nice move. The bearish scenario is that this is a shoulder ahead and some type of right shoulder getting made here. And this eventually just takes a beat down, and we end up somewhere down there and then fall to the high volume node there at 78,000. So we could still take a dump. Anything is possible for sure, but I'm open-minded. One stop, one move at a time here for Bitcoin. So I like the 4 hour time frame. Again, the entry was like right here, and I've talked about it, and I've been in. So, I must have got in like right about there on that other trade, and I've been waiting 8 hours, still didn't get stopped out. But I truly believe anything right above that 200 MA, and even right before it popped, I was like, I like this, and then boom, man, it was gone. So, but luckily I got the trades open that I do, and I'm going to keep them cooking and see where it goes. But this candle closes green. I could see a beautiful move here for Bitcoin, and this thing could go basically, the smaller leg is just this leg here. That takes you to about 87,350, and then the bigger leg is this idea here, takes you all the way, and I figure, we wouldn't get past that resistance first at about 90,005, right? So this is kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We could be making that right shoulder. It's not all pretty. We'll see what happens here for BTC, and only time will tell. Solana, Ethereum, lunch and dinner. Amen. Cosmos got great news on their platform. Anything to expect from False Move Monday? No, just that it'll probably be a false move like it is every Monday. And, there will be treachery. Sunday night's also, very, very volatile night to trade. Always be careful. This could have just been a short squeeze, but I like it. I mean, it's oversold. There's bullish divvy here. They're looking for the 1 hour to get a push to the upside and pump on out of here. It could make a right shoulder. Look out for that. You know. But hey, so far, so good on the move here for Bitcoin. We'd like to see this continue to extend. The bigger time frames even look like a breakout. That's a retest possibly. Let's go, BTC. Let's go. We want more gains and we want them now. It would be held by these smaller time frames. So, 15 minutes a little too far from that 21. So is, you know, I guess you could flag out the 1 minute. If the 1 minute can keep flagging a little bit here, there's a chance we could get, you know, a move. If the 1 minute collapses, then you know it's wrap completely. And, you know, see if the 5 minute can get that 21 to touch. See, there's the pattern right there. Wait for the, you know, the 1 minute might get busy. It might be an extra short squeeze, but for me, the 5 minute has been my go-to recently because it just isn't as erratic, obviously, especially with lower volume. So what you're doing is you're looking for this to hit the 21-day moving average here and get busy. Boom. Let's reset the Stokes 5 minute, and it could take an hour, you know, maybe even under. So we'll see what happens here for Bitcoin. Only time will tell. Level we're looking at is 86,385 for BTC. So I got those two trades open on weeks. We'll go from there, and we'll see what can happen. Yeah. I'm positioning for multi-year bear market if the tariffs continue for another 6 months. I wouldn't stress, man. I'd keep your mind open. But hey, whatever you position yourself, God bless you. Hope it works out for you. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say it should be taken as financial advice. I would like to see you get an education, though, if you don't have one. If you keep losing your trade, you don't know what's happening, go to the Life Revision Trading course and get an education. It's a live course. I teach it May 10th. Okay? It's going to be a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12. I can't wait to see you there. Jump on into class. Bang, bang, bang. Hit the QR code on the link below to find out more. If you'd like to meet me in person, you've taken class, you've come to the live stream, and you want to see more, come to Bitcoin Las Vegas. Hit the QR code underneath the Lifer crew. And the price goes up, I believe, after today or every Friday it's been going up. So every couple of weeks it goes up. But hit that QR code, jump on in, buy a ticket. I can't wait to see you at Bitcoin Las Vegas. It's absolutely beautiful. All right. I do get a commission. It's very small, but I get a slight commission if you jump on in. To be honest, Solana looks like it's starting a one-day downtrend. We will probably see a big retracement up. Before that, though, all the worries out there, this is opportunity. Yeah. You're one of the best in this, Sam. God bless you. Shout out to Luis Gonzalez. I love you, man. Mantra looking good, somebody says. Yeah. So, look, let's see this come back to the 21. Get a huge pump to the upside here on the 5 minute time frame for Bitcoin. Otherwise, we'll break back inside, and that was just, you know, we got this resistance to deal with there, too, at 84,000, 85K. Resistance at 85K. Remember, I bought that whole Bitcoin on a Saturday at 84,000. I've had to hold for a month now. It's been insane. It's been insane. So Mantra Dow, look, it fell below the 200 MA and then made a head and shoulder pattern there. You see this? It just, so while the whole market was dumping, this thing was kind of doing its thing, ripping. And some, even from 40 cents, it ripped all the way back to 128 and did another 3x, which is crazy. Anyway, I wouldn't touch it, but sad to see it dump like that. I didn't have any, but funny, when I looked at it, remember when I looked at it on MEXC, I said, oh, it looks like a bear flag, it's going to dump. But when I looked at it on the other exchange, remember, it looked like it was in a, like it was, it had, we all can agree, it had been in a beautiful uptrend. And it was making some type of bear flag, right? I said, look for it to come back down to the bottom of the channel, though, right? We was like, don't chase. Stochastics are a little high, and so crazy, right? It did, what's funny? Shoulder, head, shoulder, it had some kind of head and shoulder vibes too, though. It's kind of crazy, right? And there's some bearish divvy there. As this was moving up high, real high, this moves kind of flat and down. I mean, that's bearish divergence right there too. So It's almost like, show me the charts. It said it would retrace, but not like that, but dang. And then think about it. I mean, it comes to this area. If the support doesn't hold, I mean, it's got a huge gap in the VRVP. So it really just had 1-2 gaps. There's really, not much hope for that thing. It just started to collapse to the downside there for BTC. Yeah, so what a collapse there for Bitcoin to the downside. I mean, not for Bitcoin, right? Messing with you. What a collapse for Ohm there to the downside. Imagine if that was Bitcoin. See, it makes you feel better. All right, now you're like, yo, oof. Don't do that. But so we're looking for this to flag out and continue to pump. The 1 hour looks interesting. The 1 minute looks like it might do some damage. The 5 minute looks interesting. I'd watch these smaller time frames to the 21 to get a price action. The 4 hour looks like it may go on a tear tonight and continue to pump. So things looking good for Bitcoin. It could be taking control of the situation. Tariff or no tariff, Bitcoin is showing to be a safe haven for anyone around the world to get something stable. So I like what I'm seeing there. All right. So that's my Bitcoin update for the night. Nothing too crazy. I'm still in the longs and I keep it there. We'll go from there. There's nothing else I can say, and I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. People are sweating POPCAT right now. I'm all set. It did seem to bottom here, make some type of rounded bottom. They do pay the bills. It's the lowest I've seen it ever. So if you believe it, so be it. I'm all set though right now. I'm not speculating. If this got up here, did some cool thing, fine. I'll swing trade it from there to there and call it a day. But until then, I'm leaving it alone. All right. It just is what it is. For POPCAT. Back to the basics here for Bitcoin. So yeah, you're just watching that flag on the 5 minute time frame. If you end up losing the 200, you'll bounce back to the bottom of the channel at 83,000. You make the flag, the 21 comes, you're going to pump. Pretty simple. The 4 hour will show you what's going to happen. You're back in the pattern, you're dropping, you make the flag, the 21 touches, you're popping. Okay. Manekoi, biggest rug. Yeah, it was, yeah. I agree with you too, yeah. Sam, people are selling Bitcoin big time right now. Sure they are. What do you think about AKT AMP and Alio? I don't think much about any of those coins, honestly. Yeah. That thing is ripping. It made a nice flag here, but dang, that thing's gone. I guess so. Morph AI, Vert AI, Alchemy AI. That actually had a pump today. Alchemist AI. This thing actually has been hanging. Getting back to from its lows, it's up pretty nicely. From its bottom, it's up a 5x from the low of February. So this thing is booming. It's actually getting back almost to its all-time high. This thing is ripping. This thing might end up paying me. It's getting back to the market cap. I mean, when I bought it somewhere around, so this thing's almost back to break even for me. Alchemist AI showing signs of life here to the upside out of nowhere with a 20% pump today too. Crazy. Crazy. What do you think of Turbo? I think it's whatever's, man. It was cool. I like the whole organic vibe behind it. But at the end of the day, once it gets taken by the bots and the people, it's just a meme, right? And it's super huge now, and it'll probably continue in some way, shape, or form, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm talking about Turbo, if you're asking. Starting a 3-day water fast tomorrow. Pray for me, brother. Oh, that's simple. I don't have to pray for you. That's going to be fine. Why would I have to pray for you, man? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I will pray for you, but like, you know, I don't need to pray for you because of a water fast. Like, you're going to do fine. Like, it's a great thing. You're going to do awesome. But I will pray for you if you want. But it's not like you're dying. Nothing's happening to you. You're just doing a water fast. I do one once a year. You'll do great. It's not hard at all. Like, I don't know why, you know. Not drinking water and not eating, that's tough. That's tough. But just, you know, just not eating. I mean, just not eating and drinking water, you'll be fine. That's pretty simple. Yeah. I can do that and work out. I can work out and not even drink and eat. All can be pumps with Bitcoin dumps. Not sure why. So strange. Zen is the best, somebody says. Starting a 3-day water fast. God bless you. More healing than dying going on a 3-day water fast. 100%. Yeah. I see what you're saying, though. You were just saying, like, put a blessing on my fast. Amen. Amen. I tend to be quick with the tongue. Look at that pump for Bitcoin, baby. And I'm telling you, man, that 4-hour looks like there's going to be a monster move for Bitcoin. Like, it just looks like it's just going to take names and kick butt. I could be wrong, but, man, it looks like it's going to 85.82. Look at that big leg of liquidity up there. So they want to liquidate 85,800 shorts. Looks like the shorts may be in trouble again, back to 85,000 for Bitcoin. We are getting a little overbought on the Stokes, though. I really would like to see that 21 catch up to price action sooner than later so we can get this show on the road. Yeah. Exactly, Sam Price. Oh, so nice. Shout out to Dude Tang, Crypto Surfer. Good time to fast. Miracle Week. Amen. God bless everybody here on the live. Easter Sunday, Good Friday coming up. I really hope we rip this week. Well overdue. Hey, I don't hope anything. I go day by day. You know, I pray that we make the right calls at the right time. I call the short when it's needed, the long when it's needed, and we make the gains. We keep the group going, and the newbies get the awesome gains. The experienced traders make the awesome gains, and together we just rip it. That's what I pray. I pray that we all stay focused, and even if I lose, I pray I learn the most from every loss. I pray that I gain something from every single behavior that I take in the market, and then I make the best out of it no matter what. And if that can be done, if all those things can happen, I'm a blessed man. And, you know, I don't focus on the money. I learned as traders, if we focus on money, we probably never make any. But if we focus on wanting to become the greatest trader ever, our percentages, our take profits, our risk management, we'll look at the end of the month and realize we have more money than we had at the beginning. Keep your head down, keep grinding, find your strategies, go after them, stick to what you're doing, go at it over and over again. Don't let losses even really faze you. Learn from them and move on. And you'll find that in my opinion, you should begin to enjoy it. Enjoy trading, right? I like to share a comment. Let's pump the page more than Bitcoin. Amen. And we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers, everybody. And you guys, we're about to go to 95,000 subs. And it's each and every one of you that are making this happen. May God bless you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you would ever know. And thank you for sharing your most precious asset, which is your time. Without your time, there is no show. So I always want to go back to basics here and say thank you for your time because it makes an amazing show. And without you guys, there's no show. Guys and gals, ladies and gents, an $84,000 Bitcoin makes me so happy when my long-term DCA is finally back in profit every single time, despite it, you know, going up or down. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. Sammy Cup and Handle right there. To the upside, you can buy your Mattel doll today. No, funny. And we made a bunch of different versions here. There's the lemon water. But for some reason, they didn't put the pants, the legs in. I said, put the pants in. They got to make this guy smaller, put the pants in. I was like, where's my feet? You don't put the feet in. All right. Shout out to Crypto Rick, man. Shout out to everybody. It's all right. There is like Tom Brady and how you win. That's there is like Tom Brady. It's how you win. Almost forgot to leave a like. MANEKI been ripping, Sam. Let's take a look at MANEKI. My oldie but goodie. Still hold my MANEKI. It has been ripping. Look at that thing. Doing damage. So a lot of the coins. Alchemist AI. MANEKI up 156%. Aiming to get back to basics here. I mean, it gets back to where we started in the dumps. You're up a 4x, 4.5x. Anyway, I'd be careful. I'm just keeping what I got, you know? Exactly. Sammy the Goat, shout out to 388. Shout out to 380. We love you, man. Exactly. OM phone home, my man, right? I said Matra Dow is Matra down. Thing is beat to the ground. You know what I mean? Matra Dow is Matra down. That's crazy. That's insanity. First time I see you with the pants on. Are you serious? I've got pants on every single time. What's this whole thing about me not wearing pants? I've always got pants on. Simply put, walking with the pants. Los pantalones. Hey, I get no respect over here. That doll needs khaki pants. Hey, I hope you reach your 100K goal this month. You deserve it. God bless you. Thank you so much for the love. That's super nice of you. Very, very nice. It's going to be a tough road, though. But hey, one step at a time, one day at a time. Anything can happen if I put my mind to it and we keep pushing. Find the right content. Go after that idea. Keep getting it pumped, and really just turn it on to another high level. They're Photoshopped to prove you barefoot. Okay, come on. Yeah. Sammy the Goat Brother, I watch you every day and I learned a lot from you. You're making TA fun. Thanks. I found Jim Rohn. Your impersonations always crack me up. Top tier. Shout out to Coin Operated. Thank you for the $10 super chat. May God bless you. That's super nice of you to do. You didn't have to do that, but you did. And let's get that jar back up and running there. There's my jar. There's my jar. And when you send a super chat, you actually send a ball into the jar that will move the jar around. I don't know how they figure this stuff out, but it's all connected through API. It's so much fun. I love this stuff. It's the pants. Show stands for me. Yeah. Remember when Sam bought a Bitcoin for 20K? I remember. Shout out to my man. Wow, you people are OGs. You got to play that Pump It Up song in the background. It's not copyright. It goes bump, pump, pump it up. Yeah, I know, right? I have the confidence to trade live because of the lifers. No, the song I like is the funniest one ever is people who have fiat are poor. That's the funniest song ever. The Michael Saylor Fiat or Poor song. That thing's hilarious. I almost want to play it just because, but I guess I can't. You know what I mean? I have the confidence to trade live because of the lifers. Amen. Hey, lifer, new subscriber here. Do you expect a retest of the CME on Friday? I don't expect anything, but anything is possible. All right. What I am expecting is the 5-minute to come back down to the 21-day moving average and to kind of come back here. That's what I'm expecting to happen here. And get that 21-day moving average to touch. After that crazy pop on a Sunday night, and then continue this move further to the upside here for Bitcoin. That's what I'm looking for. People use fiat currency as a store of value. We have a name for them. We call them poor. Yeah, we call them poor. We call them poor. That's crazy, man. We call them poor. Michael Saylor, man. You got to hear the house track. It's funny, man. Anyway, Fear and Greed Index sitting at 31. I'd like to see that go, back, maybe a little lower, but that's a great place for me personally to gobble up BTC. Anything that I'm looking at, I like when the Fear and Greed gets low. 10 for me was awesome. Anything lower than that is even better. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And here we are with the retracement after that massive pump here. And so what are you looking for tonight? Well, we do have a bit of a fly. You can kind of see it. Bit of a broadening falling wedge. Yet again, these are popular lately. But it almost looks like we may... Do we fake out and break back inside? Because it looks so much better that way, right? You have it like this. You touch that and you get this. But we broke out. For me, it's just really about maintaining above the 200 on the 5. We lose the 200, then that's starting to crash. You'll hit this top trend line. And then if that happens, you could fall back to 82.5. And just be careful trading on Sunday night. As I said, I'll keep the longs open. We'll go from there, but I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Yeah. Got me some moment 45, sold at 102. You are a maniac, but good for you, man. As long as you did what you had to do. Yeah. What's your dream car, Sammy? My dream car? I'm not that into cars like everybody else, really. I guess because I would just buy a car to show everyone else how rich I was. What else would be the point to exude dominance? Look at my Bugatti. Look at my, maybe I'd get it just because it's financially, it makes sense. It'd be fun to drive if you maintain it well and then resell it. It might actually go up in value. So I would do it only because it would keep me from not having to hold fiat currency. So I don't know if I had I like a Ferrari. I really like the Ferrari over the Lamborghini a little bit. Yeah, I'd have to say the Ferrari is my dream car. Yeah. The new one too. The new Ferrari is amazing. It looks pretty fresh. So yeah, I guess that I would rock a Ferrari. Definitely not that. All right, something like that though, that would be slick. The other thing is I love my kids and they're always with me. That almost looks like a McLaren. You know what I mean? Like it's got a McLaren vibe to it. The Enzo. I'm always with my kids too. Yeah, maybe I'd take my wife out a couple times a month, hang out. That's pretty sick too, an old school like looking whip. Anyway, yeah, Ferraris are cool. That looks fresh, right? That looks even cooler. This is what I grew up looking like. And when I was a kid, these were the coolest things in the world. We all had these. Anyway, back to brass tacks here for Bitcoin. Really want to see this make a beautiful flag and get in there. It is the 5 minute. Don't get too crazy. Don't get too scared. Let it wiggle if you're in there. You've got this. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Don't get too emotional on your trades. All right. I'm getting a Ferrari. We should both get one, maybe. Actually, not another thing. No, I really like the Aston Martin. That's what actually I have to exchange. It's either a Ferrari or an Aston. I love the Aston. The Aston Martins are hot. Yeah. The D8. Okay. I'll take the Aston. I think, because this guy might be from Dubai. Are you going to buy me the nice... Are you thinking of buying me my dream car? You never know, man. It could be some cool guy who's made money on my trades in Dubai. He's like, hey, Sam, I'm going to just get you your dream car. Just let me know what it is. Yeah, just, let me know. Email us and ship it on to the house. And, yeah. Just send me an Aston Martin. Any color, whatever you want. I'm cool. I'm not too picky. Just any Aston you want. Yeah, it's got to be the Aston Martin, man. I saw one the other day, and I was like, whatever that is, I want that thing. I saw whatever I saw. I was like, that's cool. It did look pretty cool. I have to be honest. It had some look to it, different than the other cars around. And I've only seen one or two in the last few months around my neighborhood, and I see there's a lot of nice cars here. But that thing was nice. But I'm still, despite all that talk, like I could talk about material. I'm just not into cars. You get in them, they bring you places. You know what I mean? I like Cadillac. I was old school Irish. To me, it was about the old Irish boy, the Cadillac, To me, it's a thing. It's not really about the car. It's about a vibe. You know what I mean? If the car's got a vibe, then fine. I get it. I'm about the vibe. Like those old school cars, they move around with the hydraulics down in Houston. Like, that's a vibe. That's cool. I'm with that. It's got to have something to it, though. I'm just not into, like, just a bunch of rich, look at all my cars. I don't know. It's never been a thing for me. I love my kids, man. I'm with my girls all the time. I can't fit my 3 daughters in a little mini car and my wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where am I going in these cars? I'm just, I bought an Escalade because I want my kids with me. You see what I'm saying? I want my whole family with me. I want all the space. And I want them to feel safe in a big car. Like, I bought a car that made it so I could be with my family. Like, I'd rather build my car than buy cars that have too much electronics. Interesting. I'd rather buy a box home full of Lego sets. I guess you know me better than... Yeah, it's true. I can at least play with them. The car sits and does nothing for you. I'm an action guy. If I can do action and move on it, I might like it more than... Even if it's worth more value. It's really about, can I play with it? What can you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you get out of that? So enough out of Bitcoin. I've kind of showed you what's likely going to happen here. You're watching in suspense. We're looking for this shoulder head, kind of right shoulder. We're looking for this to fly out. The 4-hour looks great to me. Let's go over the bearish scenario, though, just in case things don't just go as planned here for Bitcoin. When the last time we were here, we had this little bullish idea that we would break out. It's the last thing I showed here. Wow, that bounce off the 30-minute 200 MA, and we've been gone ever since from 79.5. Remember that day I bought 77,000? I said maybe I bought the bottom. That trade would still be open too, which is crazy. So I even look at the 30-minute and it looks interesting, right? It's got this like, it's got a bullish vibe to it. You want to see that stay above the 200 as well.
I'll take you anywhere. Just tell me I'll be there.
So I'm just looking, I want to make out the bear, like what's bear, like with the bear scenario. I mean, the 4-hour collapses somehow, but I mean, low stochastics making this flag. This looks beautiful. But yeah, oh yeah, the bear scenario, like we said there, shoulder, kind of head. You make some type of right shoulder. You never get above this resistance, and then you fall back down. You go through that gap. Sorry, my finger slipped there for whatever reason. You fall through this gap in the VRVP. See the gap there to this 78.8. So, you know, I'm always open. Yeah, so that's the bear scenario. We dumped to 78.8. We lose the 200 MA on the 4-hour. We're actually dumping pretty nicely here. 84,359 after being all the way back up at 85,070. So never chase a Sunday candle, you know. A lot of crazy price action here. And so that's why I'd stick to the 5 and see if this can maybe bounce something like this too. Really would need the bounce off the 200 as the 21 comes into play. This is like crucial time here. The 5 minutes going to really teach you what's likely going to happen and then kind of lead into the rest of the night. The small time frames bleed into the bigger ones. They do give you, you know, some people think there's noise in the small time frames, but they give you a lot of good information. So, yeah, someone said we're testing the 200. Yeah, right there. We're a little below it actually now. Not the best. I like the 5, the way it's cooking here with the 21 touching. That 1 minute double top could be TP for later, possibly. Just finished eating a dead chicken. Shout out to Master Friend. Give me dip, amen. Hey Sam, what should you do? Recommend? I see my moving average to when trading. I use the simple moving averages, the 21 simple MA, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200. Mainly the 21 and the 200. The 50 comes into play here or there, and that's how I'm doing it. Yeah, it could be a 5-minute cup with a handle too, yes. There would be your cup and a handle. This could be a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. But Bitcoin collapsing here, we got to see it hold this 200. We just bounced right there. We got to see it hold that. That's going to be crucial for Bitcoin. Yeah, no dreaming here with BTC. All right. So all coins are looking interesting. One is collapsing, others are pumping. There's been some movement. AERGO continues to pump at 26. It's funny, we went over AERGO. Let's go over that for a split second here. Keep these two open and flip a third chart open for all coins. And let's take a look here at AERGO USDT. On the daily. I think it's just been on an absolute tear. Look at that. We saw it in this flag. Dolphin dipped it, but then they ripped it, flagged it. But the thing has just been on an absolute tear. Look at that thing. That's so crazy. It was just 5 cents. It's done a 6x. So nobody seems to, you know, again, I would flag this out and see it. It looks like it's improbable at this point. It's getting a little overbought. And again, you make Sam, you used to hit all the altcoins, talk about them all the time, and I will once the market's resonated, and because I don't like to overstimulate myself in low probability. I like to overstimulate myself in high probability. So like I like to be heavy in the coins when the time is right. I don't want to be too heavy when the time is just beginning. Now we'll miss some that pump and dump. You know, there'll be some big pumps at the beginning for certain coins that, you know, are breaking the ice, so to speak. I don't have to get everyone, but at least it does tell me something's changing in the market. Gold ripping to 32,220 right here. A lot of movement here. Total 3 moving. Total 2. The S&P right there, 534, the S&P future. Bitcoin dominance. And you can see everything kind of the market's moving around. Some volatility here for Ethereum at 1600. So I'd look for AERGO to go sideways. I'll just slap on a couple vertical lines and put alerts on them. When we cross those lines, I'll know what's up. And there's a chance I want to trade this. You'll see. AERGO looks interesting. Wow, so there's movement in this market. It's pretty crazy. Let's see what else is popping today here on Crypto Rank. They're still sweating Redstone, 38 cents. Sui 2. Wayfinder, Prompt, 98 million. Small market cap, 2. Babylon, newer coin. Mantra getting destroyed. Just crazy. Barachain took a beat down finally. Aptos, something I'd be looking at for a flag. Say, something I'd be looking at for a move. Story Protocol actually back to 4.2. That could be pumping. IP. That was hot even when the market wasn't, right? We had some fun with that. So Redstone's on my radar. He's still there. Blackbird's a new one you may want to look up. Walrus is starting to gain some steam again at 46 cents. And Guns looked interesting. We had it in that tight channel. Looks like Guns may make a move. Let's take a look at Guns too as well. Bitcoin finally getting a slight bounce there. That's what we're looking for. I wouldn't, feed too much into Sunday night. Just let it do its thing. We'll be back in the morning to kind of pick up where we left off. Don't overtrade Sunday night, please. But again, you'll do whatever you want regardless. So what I'm looking for Guns is the bounce. See, it's making a nice channel. I want to just see it bounce, make that higher low, get tight. Could be the most epic buy you ever made. I don't do that. That's so high risk. The old me would have to do that all the time because I had less money and I had to go for the big one. Now I wait for the perfect little areas and just swing trade. You see what I mean? You have more money and swing trade. You don't have to hit it out the park every time. You just want to hit doubles and singles, triples here and there. Doubles, triples, and singles here and there, Can you take a look at, she got a head and shoulders and oh man. What happened to Mantra? Mantra just got completely yoked. When you're in Vegas, look into some of the top NFT groups. I'm curious who is really making the best art and who's making the best moves with NFT. Which almost the better taxes, NFTs will rock. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that thing was ripping. Yeah, I learned the hard way. Go easy, save your mental power for the high probability days, 100%. I tell people this all the time. It's like, sometimes I'm flat. Like some days, I'm not going to post that much. You'll be in the group. It'll be because I'm not pushing people to slaughter. There's no reason to go hard when there's no reason to go hard. You see? There's going to be trades out there. You'll feel like you missed out on some of those days, but it's few and far between. It's like if hunting season was barely ending, there was nothing out there, and some guy came home with something, and you're like, oh, I missed out. But you mean there was he had to sit there all day and do, when you could have just gotten it heavy when it was really good time. You could have overworked in the good time and not having to push yourself when there was nothing out there. You see what I'm saying? That's why you're supposed to take profits when everything's going well. And make it happen then, because then you don't have to have that feeling. All right. So Mantra is this cycles Luna. I mean, it would seem so. And you can see Bitcoin's got this big area up there at 85.8 and even up to 87,000. Looks like we could get these shorts squeezed. Strong for 84,000. Strong that we got the bounce. Just the 4 hour, we got to just wait for that 4 hour to do its thing. Time will tell. We'll make it through one step at a time. We're the lifers, baby. We're the lifers. Look at that nice bounce starting to creep up there on the 5 minute. Timmy Frame. And look at that too. I mean, shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? And let's take a look at our weekly candle like I'm supposed to on my weekly every time. I get so into the trading there, we almost forgot it. So we opened, because you want to see what happened this week. Deep breaths and we reset for the weekly candle close. It opened at 78,417 and 60 cents. The high was 86,111 and 70 cents. The candle would close, the low was 74,500 even. Wow. The candle would close at 83,000, so it opened at 78. The high would be 86. It would be the low of 74.5. And the candle closed at 83,753, up $5,335 on the week. Bitcoin. And so we had a big bullish week. and it was nice. And we had some good pumps, and we caught that double bottom, and we were able to get some nice moves to the upside here for Bitcoin. If you traded it with me, congratulations. We did make some gains, and we even caught the gain yesterday. Or was it Friday right? Friday or Saturday? I can't remember, but I think it was Friday. Yesterday we pumped too, though. Monday, April 7th. Let's go to the daily candle. Yeah, Saturday we got the pump. Yeah, today we kind of lackluster. We start a new day now, but... So the weekly candle looks beautiful. Bullish engulfing. You can put this one inside. Wicks on either end are healthy. Strong wicks. Bigger wicks to the downside than to the upside. Everything looking pretty nice. I like what I'm seeing for BTC. Right? And when Caspa pumps, when Bitcoin pumps, Caspa does follow. Let's take a look at our baby Caspa. And there's going to be some trades out here. And there's going to be action. I mean, Caspa has one or two things going. I mean, you got to say, can you flag out? Can you break? You got to break out that flag. Could also be kind of head and shouldering with some bearish divvy there. Show strength and get the pump here, and then it can kind of like cool off after it hits 8.7. But really nice pump from 5 all the way back up to 7.8. I mean, that's over 50% gains for Caspa. If you think the stream are amazing, it's like this all day and night in the 99. Like-minded boys and girls all helping each other along with Sammy and the master friend. Join us at CryptoLifer.com. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. CryptoLifer.com. And you can subscribe to a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly, or an annual subscription. I'm here all the time, no days off. I'm going to look at the charts in the morning and at night. There's definitely going to be an advantage to getting all that information before everybody else. We see it quick, we see it fast, and we make the move. And we've had a bunch of awesome gains in the group this week. So stay tuned for more. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. You're not going to win every time, but just have a plan and use proper risk management. You'd be surprised where things can go. All right. Look, I keep a boatload here. Today's P&L down 1,000 on the overall. Bouncing back. Let's see if we can get the move bigger, though. Still holding 1.49 Bitcoin. We got Ondo. Got Tether on deck. We got some MXC token render. Always some cake waiting on the sidelines. Shout out to my lifers. Shout out to everybody here. And that's MEXC with 0 fees, basically, and 0.01 fee, maker and taker. Just very little fees compared to the rest of the markets. MEXC, baby, is the place to be. Follow me at Twitter, at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. We're always having fun on Twitter. I'm posting things fast. You might find out news from me right when you hear it, like this awesome update that gives you the weekly, the fear and greed, the weekly RSI, the ETF volume on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then that data coming in. Wednesday, we have AT resales and Powell speaks at 1:30. And then 8:30 on Thursday morning, we got jobless claims too as well. So get ready. Get ready. And you can get your Sammy Cup and Handy Mattel doll with your lemon water glass jar and lifer mug. Comes with the mug, and it's the motivational business hero, the lifer, Sammy Cup and Handle. Funny, man. Hey. Look at that beautiful bump to the upside for Bitcoin, getting a bounce like it should. Love Me Like I Should. Remember that song? Fat Boys, love me like I should. Dun, 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 dun. I sing it so well, I might be copyrighted. I got to stay away. My voice is so good, they'll think it's the real thing. If anyone took me seriously, it's like, come on, let's have some fun. Let's joke around. Let's have a blast. Don't do it to me. Don't be mean. We can do this. We can have some fun. Let's take a look at VELA, Ozone. Wow, Ozone. VELA token, I have no idea, but look at that thing. Zephyr, I remember that coin. Remember Bobo, POGAI, Die1A. POGAI finally getting a rippy. POGAI actually might be ripping tonight. It looks like it's in a flag. I'd stay away from it, but looks interesting. Let's take a look at Fetch AI. Fetch AI is similar to Bitcoin, just a little bit behind. But look, if that makes a flag, it's going to break above the 200 and probably get a big pump. I'd look for this to make a shoulder right there and pump. It's one of my favorite kind of trade setups in the game right there. So I look for fetch. That's something that looks nice to me. And it's going to take me some time to warm up my brain and my subconscious mind. I can see the high probability. I can go through 50, 60 coins and I can tell you the high probability, like 10 that are the high probability. And then I can even whittle it down to like the 5 that are the most likely to pump. Just based off subconscious probability. I've seen so much price action and I'm basing it off years and years of data. But the thing is this, right? I'm not going to do that to my subconscious mind won't let me do that until the altcoins are really, really like start to really, there's enough of them showing signs. Right now, we're going to start to dabble. This is a little dabble. Like, this is something you want to observe. I'm not saying this is going to happen for sure. They could even just dump like this. They could make an M pattern and dump on you. You don't buy right now. You kind of want to wait. But in the next 10, 20 minutes, it could make a nice little sideways channel. And if that happens and it stays inside, there's a good chance we could pump. And if Bitcoin pumps up too, then yeah. So I'm excited to see where Bitcoin can go. And anything is possible tonight, as we move forward and into these kind of uncharted territory, tariff waters here in the markets. I don't get too stressed about the tariffs. Everyone else does. I stake on the charts. I'll tell you what. I go back to this area here, all right? That's not on that chart. It's like I go back to this part of the chart. That's not there. But I go back to it anyway. No, but seriously, I go back to a part of the chat there. Funny, man, that's how it was. Like, they didn't even have the tether trading back then, right? But right here, everyone said that we were going to dump Grayscale. You really have to see the bigger picture here, though. It's kind of strange. None of these people had it that long. Here it is. This one's got it. So price action came down here, and everyone said we were going to go lower. This is a bear market. We had started a bear market, and you can see there was no support for Bitcoin. So they said we're going to free fall to 19K. 20K is coming, everybody said, and that's it. And this is a head and shoulder. The bears were in, they were out. They all head and shouldered us. They said it was over, and some people were even saying, "Oh, I mean, look at the length of that. I mean, you're going to zero." Like, there was all sorts of talk of nonsense there. And Grayscale was going to unlock, and 90% of people were like, this unlock for Grayscale is going to be huge because they're converting. Once they convert, they're going to have to sell the shares, and it's going to be a big deal, and they're going to become sellers, and yada, 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 and watch out. And, I stuck to the fact that we were in a Fibonacci retracement, and we had hidden bullish divergence while everyone else just kind of ran around listening to crypto Twitter and all sorts of crazy stuff. I just really focused on the charts and kept my mind right. And somehow, some way, I got through that, and I was correct yet again. I called one of my greatest calls. I Sammy Cup and handy this. If you remember me, I drew this before it happened. I have it documented now. And I even called Bitcoin back to 69,000. I was like 8 days shy of the actual day it hit it out the cup and handle. And the cup and handle gives you the target by bringing this to there, and it says exactly what was going to happen, exactly where we would go, back to 69K. It just said it would get there by like November 19th or something. We got there like November 8th or something. Yeah. But before it happened, I drew this cup and handle and showed it to everybody on the stream multiple times and talked about a move back to the upside. And lo and behold, we got it. Everything played out as I suggested. I'm not saying it's going to happen again this time, but that was one of the greatest calls I made, and I powered through this using technical analysis. There was also bullish divergence on the daily. It's a very similar scenario to what we're seeing today. Does that mean it's going to pump? No. But it has all the bells and whistles, and, it has the je ne sais quoi of what could be. So I don't want to get you too excited, but I'd like to get you somewhat excited. And again, if Bitcoin pumps, Casper will pump. A little bit of an issue there. There could be like a macro right shoulder, but we'll see. We'll go from there. Time will tell. One step at a time. Man, what a blessing it is, too. Like, another day you spend with your kids. It's never enough to spend the days with your kids. It's never enough. They go to sleep the next morning. They say special things, and you think one day they're going to have to be without you. What a crazy life we live in. You fall in love with your kids, and one day they're going to have to be without you. Like, I just find it like this life is going to go by way faster than you realize, everyone. I was 28 years old, like, just like, doing my thing, and I'm now going to be 42 soon. I don't understand. I just turned 42. Sorry, but I don't even want to say it, right? I don't want to but I just turned 42. I'm on my way to 50 years old. 8 quick years, I'll be 50 years old. 50. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but I'm still so young at heart. I still think I'm 28. So I'm like, I still remember seeing people that were 50 when I was like 22. Now I'm closer to 50 than I am to 20. Like, I hang out with someone that's 50 years old. I have more, we have more in common than someone who's 20. Is this weird to me? How did this happen? How to be there's kids that call me sir when I'm at the supermarket now. I'm like, what? I'm 28, man. I'm 25 years old, man. It's just 20 summers. They went by like 20 minutes on the clock. I'm not 42 years old. What are you talking about? And so I stress this to tell you that life will go by faster than you realize. This bull market will pass you by. The opportunities that we get will come and go. And the number one thing you want to make sure that you're realizing is you're cherishing every moment that you got with the people that you love. And I know I say it every day now more than ever because I want to remind myself every day as we make these gains, as we have fun, as we live trade, a lot will come this week. We're going to have a crazy week. We had a crazy week last week. We called the short. Last week was insane. We shorted today. Remember this time last week we had shorted the market all day, coming to gains. We were grateful for the gains and sold it for gains. So every day is different. Every week is different. Every opportunity is different. But the fact that there's more opportunity coming is the blessing. That's the blessing. So yeah, the same with Caspa here. I would just look for it not to lose the 200 MA. If it does, then it's going to make it could make a right shoulder and dump on you. Like, this is the sketchy thing here. That could be in the cats. You get in now, you put a stop loss, and either you get stopped out or you win. I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my ignorance, but I'm willing to take a shot. I'm not saying I'm trading cash, but I'm trading Bitcoin. It's the same trade. This might give you a little more because of the punch, right? And the smaller, and also it's higher risk because of that. That's why I don't really trade altcoins leveraged. There's so much higher risk. I can make the same trades with way less risk and make a day's pay on Bitcoin. I don't need to go into the altcoins. I can make Bitcoin as risky as I want. I can make Bitcoin altcoin trading if I want by heightening the parameters of the trade and raising the lev and all that. And again, don't trade leverage if you haven't done it at least for years. You don't know what you're doing. Do not just jump in and that would be the worst thing you ever do. You'll lose tons of money. It'll give you a bad taste in your mouth. Learn how to trade. Learn how to post charts. Watch price action. See if you can, like you should be able to see this flag and then say that should break out. And then come back, go with your family somewhere, come back a few hours later and say, wow, that broke out like I thought it was going to, That's how you learn how to trade. Like you say, oh, I see an inverted head and shoulder there. This is supposed to be a shoulder, just like Sam taught me. Oh, back Sammy cup and handy. He said it. Oh, wow, the cup and handle did break out to the upside. And then you keep learning and learning and learning, and then you start to demo trade. Shoulder, head, right shoulder broke to the upside. Falling wedge broke to the upside, right? A double top M pattern broke down. It's all there. The technical analysis is waiting to be discovered for you. Are you waiting to find it? Boom, boom, boom. Look at that beautiful inverted head and shoulder that most people would have never seen. I see opportunity. They can't see that. I can see the opportunity. That's going to break out 68% of the time. There's money there. All right, there's high probability. Someone has a 70%. If you told me that if I went to a certain street corner tomorrow, that I had a 70% chance of someone giving me $500, I just kind of sat there with my hand out. Now, I guess there's a 30% chance every day it never happens. Maybe it could never happen, but there's a 70% chance. So that means if I spend my life going to that corner, put my hand out, I'm going to get $500. I'm going to go to that corner, right? At one point of the day, I mean, it depends on how long and all that other parameters. But the idea, you get what I'm saying? So if this pattern tells me that 78% of the time is going to pay me, the shoulder, head, right shoulder, then, or 68%, which is basically 70, then I might as well take it more than I shouldn't take it. And if it's on an even better day, it's on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday is the right shoulder. I mean, Wednesday's a great day to trade. A good liquidity day. And look, we got a huge pump back to the upside for these alts. So it does look interesting to me that Caspa could continue to pump, and I would love it. I'm a long-term Caspa guy, and I still got my Caspa. We were getting Caspa at a penny. So we're still up on those buys. We're still up on Caspa. It's insane how long I've been fighting that position. I wanted to take the money so many times, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We'll see. We'll go, one step at a time for Caspa. And so I've given you your bullish and your bearish scenarios for Bitcoin. It's not all love, right? It's not amazing. We could be going down. So I want you to understand that and be open-minded. I'm not a perma bull or a perma bear. I do like the 4 hour and how we're sitting. But I mean, the 1 hour, what is this now? Like a descending triangle on the 1 minute? Trying to make some type of falling wedge eventually, I guess. I don't know, but that doesn't look amazing to me. Looks like pure trash, but we'll see. That falling wedge can break out. Looks like we're breaking down, personally. 5 minute, can't lose that 200. This is really the test in the 21 here. It can lose it a little bit, but it's got around, like it can do something like this. And it's got to get back above it pretty fast. And the 5 minute looks like it's got a cup and handle that can rip. I got faith. I got the longs open on weeks. We're going to cook and see what happens throughout the night. We're not going to get to, we're not going to get cold feet here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Don G. Dangler. I go down that street and they spot me out and take my lunch money. Amen. What about Flair? Right in the fields. I think those 21 EMA rejection of the 5 minute are looking nice. At 21 EMA reaction. Yeah, I think so. I use the simple, but you see the EMAs too, so they're pretty simple. They're pretty close. Look at Morgan Freeman. He was never young. I know, right? Back to the top of the trend. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Sean. God bless you. It's the type of guy to stand on top for 500 USD and get stopped now and left with nothing but my song. So you're funny. Can you chart mantra? Shout out to Crypto Weirdo. You're gonna make it, man. Just keep pushing every single day. I mean, again, you're gonna make it in your life. Like you're gonna find everyone that finds success in their mind will find success in their life. You gotta make it such, and it will be. Watch this thing just absolutely explode. It's a Sammy Cup and handy, so it's supposed to just go blah. By the end of the stream, we'll be screaming, what a pump. They shorted them all the way to 86,000. Unbelievable. We'll get to all this liquidation right here, and it will just be an amazing moment in time. It's coming for us right now, isn't it? It's on the way. I could just see it. I could smell it. It's only a matter of time. We're going to get the pump of a lifetime. Change our lives. You could take our lives, but you're not. You're numero uno, Sam. God bless you, man. Thank you. You're numero uno, man. Thank you for being nice to me. My whole life, people were kind of weird to me. Or maybe I was weird to myself, so I thought people were weird to me. Now I love myself. People love me. See? It's really what you think of yourself is what people think of you. If you love yourself, people love you. If you hate yourself, people hate you, right? Think about it. If you hate yourself and you're really mad and angry, then you're obviously going to think people hate you. My boss did this to me. Oh, I got a bad shift. I knew they didn't want me to work, so they gave me Tuesdays. The manager hates me. When you hate yourself, everyone hates you. When you love yourself, oh, they gave me the good shift. They love me. You know what I mean? Oh, that lady's always nice to me. She knows that. Oh, yeah. I talked to her the other day. She lived that same place my mom lived. We got along. Oh, yeah, she's going to hook me up. I know it. When you love yourself, people love you. You see what I'm saying? You realize that you're so part of your reality, it's insane. Like, just put on the good foot, and next thing you know, you're walking great. You know what I'm saying? Put on the bad foot, and you're not walking too good, are you? So, like, you're in control. So, what are you doing? I didn't hit that by accident. Sorry. I hit that by accident. What are you doing, though? Why are you getting negative about your life? Why are you letting bad trades eat you alive? Why are you thinking that it's not going to happen? Why do you keep telling yourself it ain't working? You know what? If you keep saying it ain't working, it ain't working. If you tell everyone that you're struggling, you ever tell someone, hey, I'm struggling, man. I've been struggling. It's been tough. Me and my wife, we've been struggling. I said to my friend the other day, we've been struggling. I said, you're going to continue to struggle until you stop saying you're struggling. I said, the day you stop saying you're struggling is the day you're going to stop struggling. Like right now, I can tell you guys, I'm struggling, man. Trying to get the live stream going every day. Hasn't been easy. Like running the Discord, I've been struggling, Come on, man. That's a state of mind. I'm not struggling. I'm doing great. I love my life. It's not easy, but I push every single day. I take it one step at a time. So, like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, they don't realize how simple this thing is. Just Get rid of the constant talk. Clear your mind. That's why you got to get to nature. Once your mind is clear and becomes silent, you realize that a lot of the stuff going on in your head was just talk. And you were actually going with it. You were actually listening to it. You were making decisions on that nonsense. You were believing in that stuff because you heard it so much. It started becoming your reality, and it wasn't even you. You're programmed by outside forces. All this stuff in our universe, all the stuff in our cities, billboards, talking, TV. It never ends, my friends. They're bombarding you. They're coming to steal your mind. There's always someone to take your mind. I'm here to take your mind. I'm not going to lie. I'm live streaming. I'm talking. I'm just like all the ads you see, but at least my ads trying to build you up to make you who you are. Yeah, you might spend some money on my business, of course. I'm not lying. I'm an online guy here. These are facts. But my business, I decided, hey, I could help others in my business. My business could actually do something for someone else. It couldn't just be like, I don't just sell Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? There could be something you can do. So I attempt to tap into your mind every single time here on the show and change the way you think about yourself and the world. Make you start to think, you know what, you're right, Sam. Like, I was being negative last week. I am the reason why I didn't get that job. I am the reason why I'm losing so many trades. I didn't discipline myself. I don't wait for the right time. I am chasing, you know. I got to spend more time watching my, I got to take it. I got to chill. Yeah, you can, you will. You are the best. You've got this. All right. Thank you for your positive energy when you have a not so happy days. It really makes my day, man. Hey, brother, you got to just build yourself up. I got 3 kids that look up to me. I can't mope around. Tomorrow morning, I got to wake up and be happy. My wife looks up to me. My kids look up to me. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 people that all look up to me. I'm the dad. I can't be in a bad mood tomorrow. I got to be like, hey, everyone, how we doing? Oh, how you ready for school, honey? You know what I mean? They can have a bad mood. They can have their moods. They can go up and down. But daddy can't, man. Daddy's got to be the rock. Daddy's got to be the one. Daddy's got to be the happy guy, right? So, and again, I'm sure I slip up here and there, but for the most part, I'm about 99. I do a pretty dang good job. But it comes from working out every single day. It comes from pushing yourself every single day. You can't give up. It's a constant work. We're constantly working on ourselves every single day. We slip, we get up again. We slip, we get up again. You know, I used to give it to trolls. I used to do silly things in the stream. I don't do that anymore. If you've noticed, like, it's all positive all the time for the last year. Like, I don't let these people take away from your positive energy. Every once in a while, I used to kind of slip in. I don't do that anymore. I've learned my lesson. I know that this stream is for you guys and for the positive energy and for the people full of love. It's not for the haters, so I can't even give them a moment. Even right now, it's not worth it, but it's just, I got over doing that, and that's a blessing, you know? And it made the stream better. It made me better. It made me realize that I was far above that. We didn't have to ever even look at that nonsense. You see what I'm saying? Keep living your purpose, Sam. Thanks for everything. Swee and see all the way, baby. Amen. I'm going to continue to stay in the group even when I'm profitable. The lifers are my family. Amen. Hey, I appreciate that. It's up to you. Thank you. God bless you. We are not struggling. We're looking at different solutions, always exploring options. Exactly. You're just in a transition period. You're just not where you need to be yet. When you're struggling, you're just not where you need to be yet. You're not struggling. You're finding your way. Now, if you're not helping yourself, you're struggling. If you're drinking every day and you're doing heavy drugs, yeah, I mean, then you're struggling. I mean, you're making it really hard on yourself. Like, that's when you have to ask yourself, am I my best friend or am I my worst enemy? And you got to be real. You got to be honest with you. See, this is the problem. Every time someone's about to make a big change, someone comes into their life, and it's usually someone that has to point out things that person does not want to hear. A lot of times I see someone who's trading bad and they hear things from me. They don't want to hear it. They get pissed at me for pointing out things that they don't want to have to come to a realization about. You know what I'm saying? And this is where the work starts, when you know it hurts. When someone says something to you and it doesn't feel right, and and that's a change you need to make, and it eats you alive, then you know that's what you got to do. Every time it's uncomfortable, you got to go after what's uncomfortable. All right? You got to do what's uncomfortable. I'll tell you right now, I'm still uncomfortable sometimes in this life. Right now, speaking this truth right now, I don't know how many people are going to tune off and say, I wish I was watching the chart, Sam. I can't stand you. you run your mouth, and I'm thinking about what people are thinking about me. I'm going over, and I can't do that. I have to just push forward. I'm just where you are. I'm in the same place. There's no different. I'm just the guy with the mic. I happen to have gotten here because I came here every day. I just chose to be here every day, so I got it. That's all. It could, So there's no difference between you, me, and every one of us, man. We're in the same spot, baby. We got to work. If I don't show up tomorrow, in the next 3 days, my show disappears, man. If I take 2 weeks off, people are going to say, that guy, the Crypto Lifer, used to have a show. Oh, yeah, it was cool, but it's been 2 weeks. I don't even know where he's been. Like, I can't even take 2 weeks off. I become irrelevant. Like, people forget about me. Crypto work goes so fast. To be relevant, you got to be there. It never ends. So, like, and if I'm on a journey like that, then you are too. You can't take days off from your dreams. Why are my dreams more important to me than you? No, they're not. You're important. Your dreams are just as important to you than they are to me. Like, and we want to see you do it. We want to see you make it happen. We want to see you fly, baby. We want to see this thing rip out of this flag to the upside and do damage out the cup and handy. Semi cup and handy. A little breakout ain't bad. We'll take it. So far, so good here for Bitcoin. It's your show. You have already proved yourself. Trump keeps delaying the pump. It's sad. It's been ripping. The road to success and the road to failure are almost the same. Amen. Exactly. I had some junk in my life. My mentor told me to list 10 things I was grateful for, and then another new 10 things each day. Wow. Amen. Yeah, my dream was to take all the days off. Now I do that. I love you, man. Everyone would be so worried if you didn't show up one day. I know, right? Everything is perfect. Look at Mantra, please. I really do. I mean, we did look at it. It looks crazy. Fetch looks like it's going to make a big move here to the upside. It filled out the flag, and it's looking pretty nice. And, the coins that people want are the coins that had structure, utility, and that were already going to do big things. Once everyone gets back into them, there's no space because everyone gets in again and then they're gone. So, hey, Sam, do you aim for a certain percentage to gain each day? I just go after wins, man. I just go after, I go after my models, and and I know the kind of position sizes that I use. Yeah. You are where you are in life based off the choices and the decisions you make. It's no one else's fault but your own. You have the power to be where you want and what you want. 100%. When I was working the night shift at 34 years old, after, 12 years of having all this time to myself, and I sat there and I did a lot of nothing. I did. I wasted a lot of my life. I always had a job. I guess I worked, but there was a lot of time where I could have been like really enhancing myself, pushing myself. I started doing that in my late 20s, more in my early 30s. But there was some time, maybe I needed to do that, to loaf around, whatever it was, man. But I feel like I wasted some time. I'm happy about it all now. I wouldn't change a thing about my life. But I look back and realize I was not living optimally like I am now at all. And so I was where I was going to be because I was where I was going to be. And I blamed everything else. It wasn't my fault. It was never my dad used to say, it's never your fault. And I used to be like, what do you mean, man? I'll take fault, I could hear him saying, it's never your fault, Sam. Like, you know what I mean? I thought I took responsibility for everything because I talked a good game, and I felt like, and I did know a good game, and I knew I read all the books. I knew who the main character of the story was. You know what I mean? I felt it in my heart. I'd been given the angles. I just wasn't playing them correctly. I guess I had to ponder it for so long that eventually I made the right decisions. I learned to cut out the people that weren't good for me. And now I can see people that aren't good for me immediately, and they don't enter into my life. If I see someone using drugs and alcohol heavily, I can tell pretty quick because I don't. So the second I'm around them, I can see something about their car. They might smell, they say something and it's something that someone who's clean and sober wouldn't say. They can't tell that they're giving off vibes because they're doing drugs and alcohol. I can tell because I'm clean, so I can smell it, I can pick it up, and I can be like, hey man, this ain't right. Something about this scenario ain't right. And so I move on. You see, and only the good people enter my life because I have a meter detector on because I'm clear. I don't drink booze, so I can kind of see what's going on. I haven't had a drink in 5 years. Like, I am clear. I am so clear when it, and people that are drinking don't get it. Like, they don't realize they're slipping every day. It's another day of that ethanol. It turns into ethanol inside your body and then does something to your brain. Like, it's not normal. People are doing it like it's normal. It's not normal. Go Google it. Go right in what's happening to me when I drink alcohol. Do it on Grok and see what Grok tells you. Chat GPT, what happens when I drink alcohol? And you'll see, like, you'll when you get to really what's happening to you, I think it's the only substance that permeates the gut and your stomach and goes right into your bloodstream through your gut, right? You have to stay in the industry for a while. Shout out to Peter Echo. God put you in the right road because you started a positive life. Amen. And sometimes, you could say my life is boring. I don't go out to the clubs. I'm not out on the yacht with all my buddies. I don't go golfing every week. I don't get to go poker with the boys. I don't drink all night with my buddies and pass out at the beach and wake up in the morning and my wife yells at me, "Where were you?" Oh, I'm with my kids, man. I'm with my wife. I'm building Legos. Like, I'm a dad of 3 children. I just had a baby too at 42. So like, I just signed up for another 10 years of kid life, and this is life, man. This is life. So if you want something bad enough, you're going to give up everything else for it. And then the universe is going to open up for you in a way you've never thought, because it's going to know that you gave up everything else for what you want, what you desire, what you truly were going to do. You were going to go for it all the way. And once you decide to go for it all the way, like if you're the best tennis player and you go 14 hours a day and you work super hard and you ask yourself, who else is working this hard at tennis? And you ask yourself in the whole world, you're like, there might be 50 people, man. And you think that's crazy. You're like, is that crazy? You're like, no, at my age where I'm at, I'm the top of my game. I'm not saying me, I'm saying whoever that person is. Like, Andre Agassi said this at one time. There's nobody better than him, right? He had nobody put more time and effort than he did, or if they did, that was the pinnacle. You couldn't do more, you couldn't practice more, you couldn't push more, you couldn't want it more. And when you're at that stage in life, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it because like there's a frequency to knowing when you're at a heightened state. When you're giving everything you have to your craft, to what you like. Right now, I'm in the moment. Right now, I feel inspired. I hear my own voice, and I'm like, it's reverberating into my brain. I'm like, man, this is like, I've always wanted to be here at this moment in time. 1,000 people here, 1,200 people on the stream. We're pumping out the flag. My strategies are showing to be tried and true so far. Let's hope it can continue. And then I'm inspiring you. I'm hoping I'm making you realize that this is real. You're not reading a book. You're reading a live book. I've read the book that you're watching right now. Other people have done it. Why not watch it in real time? Peter Echo said, I'm trying to quit smoking. It's hard. Okay, number one. Look at this. I met someone. I'm hanging out with him. He says, hey, how you been, Peter? Hey, how you been? How's it going? Go, yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to quit smoking. Number one, you're using the word try. You're trying to quit, so you're not going to ever do it. Number one, you got to get rid of the word. You got to stop using the word try. You have to have a diary. Okay? You have to get a diary. I have a diary right here. I started a new one actually today for things I got to get done. Help clear my mind. Tell me what I got to get done. I got to organize my equipment for Dubai. I got to clear this. I got to get that. I got to start ordering things I need for the studio in Massachusetts. I got all this stuff going on. It's got to get done. See what I'm saying? But you're going to write right here. You're going to write, I will stop using the word try. This will be one of the last times I ever write it. And speak about it and speak it. Times I ever write it and speak it. All right? I will stop using the word try. This will be one of the last times I ever write it and say and speak it. Okay, so now that's written. It's been written. Then repeat that 7 times. And the next time you go to use the word, you're going to remember that, right? So you have trouble smoking. So you got to stop. So what you got to do is you have to, number one, you can never do one thing too big at a time. That's not great. So I don't know what you're doing, but say you're someone who smokes let's just say 7 joints a week or something. Cut it down to 5. Okay? And then next week you cut it down to 4. And then you cut it down to 3. And, you know, I don't know if that's, some people can't, you know, all or nothing, right? But you got to make small steps, and then eventually, and then you gotta do something different. Like, I'm going to go to you got to sign up to like a jiu-jitsu class that at the time you normally would want to sit down and do what you're going to do. Like, I got home from work at 6 and I liked it, whatever. Sign up for the jiu-jitsu class at 6:45. So you got to take a shower for work or whatever, get ready and go over to jiu-jitsu. Like, you got to find a reason. Yeah. Tell yourself the story you want to live and tell it until it's in the present. Yeah. Say, I want to be someone that doesn't do this. I can see myself doing, you know what I mean? It's not going to be easy. It'll be hard. And there might be some sleepless nights. You use melatonin to go to bed at night. You know, not too much. I wouldn't go, but, you know. Therapy sessions with Sam. Yeah. We made it too hard for ourselves to win. It's either one extreme or the other instead of taking and appreciating the small wins. Exactly. I like what he just said there, too. Yeah. He said, everyone please buy Pepe. This guy, he's trying to make a Pepe campaign. Joe Dispenza Rewired on Gaia Network gives you step-by-step instructions to change 100%. I use Joe Dispenza for years. Yeah. Sam, I'm addicted to eating Eggo waffles. I buy 2 packs of the 48 original a week, and it's been so hard to quit. Are you serious? It's insane. I would just move to a place that doesn't have them. You know what I mean? 5 years ago, I stopped drinking. My life took another direction. Today, what I can say with all the news, the conspiracy TV, I've never been religious, but everything seems to point you to, I don't know what he's going to say. I think going down, the daily is looking pretty bearish. The 5 hour, the 5 minutes looking like it's going to collapse now. It was looking good, but now it's, I don't know. It does look pretty bearish too. It could flag out still, but it was looking nicer there. You said the daily's looking bearish now. Daily looks good to me. The daily looks great. I mean, it doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look bearish. I see what you're saying with the wick down, though. 4 hours just got to stay above the 200. We were super bearish here and we came out. So, and this candle is more bullish than these two. I'd stay bullish on the 4 hour candle, but you guys do whatever you want. I like the low stochastics, 21 crossing. You know, this 4 hours should bounce to the upside. We should be getting a pump on the 4 hour. And honestly, it could take you to 90,000. So, hey, I'm long on the 4 hour. You tell me. I'm still in my longs, and I'll show you if I lose tomorrow. We'll go from there. FET was looking beautiful. Fell right out for the stop hunt on a Sunday night. That stinks, man. It didn't totally stop it out yet. Maybe it could bounce on double bottom, but dang. That's why I don't trade altcoins on Sunday night. It's always sketchy stuff, man. Very sketchy. And even Bitcoin sketchy tonight. It's back and forth. You know. Let me get back into the chat and see what's happening into the chat. See, I want to teach you guys to become amazing people that become multimillionaires. Right? I wasn't looking at the Stokes for the daily, my bad. Sam, would you mind checking the super chats? I had a request. TIA. Yeah, let's take a look at the super chats. Thank you for asking. Wow, we had more in there than I thought. We had Jason Bouillard, Ondo TA plays. Are we at support levels? Shout out to Jason Ballard. We'll take a look at that, Jason. Thank you for asking. Jason asked about Ondo. And he says, Sam, are we at support levels for Ondo? Let's take a look. That's a great question from Jason. Mr. Boulard. And he's got the name Bull in his name, so he's got to be a bull. I'll call him Jason Bull. So, I mean, this is a key level that we've seemed to have bounced off a few times. 1, right? 2, 3, and then boom. Rocket ship for Larry Fink's golden coin, Ondo, right? The RWA, the blue chip of blue chips. We're looking for this to get to $2.28 here. And that's why y'all know nothing about this channel, man, is like, we're not that VIP patron Discord, whatever. I'm a trader. I'm looking at the markets every single day. You join my trading group to get my subconscious mind that scans the markets every single day and get my insights, tips, tricks, and ideas and things that I'm looking at. That's got to help you. I don't take any time off, so you'd think my mind would be, you'd think I would know a little bit more about the markets than the average person. I'm always in it. It's very similar that if you were going to go, my Discord's like this. Say the trading was a jungle, and you were going to go spend like 2 to 3 months in a jungle, which was, similar to you going to trade. And I'd been in that jungle already for like 5 to 6, maybe for, let's say 15 years. I'd lived in that jungle for 15 years. And you could join my Discord for $99 a month for about a year. And you would learn how I live and all the different things I do in that jungle. And then when you move to the jungle, you would be way better off at probably not dying in that jungle. Like, it'd probably be a way better off experience. You would know 15 years that I figured out in a year's time. That's why people pay for my Discord, because I have years in the markets and I can condense a lot of years for you and save you a lot of time. Instead of you losing thousands of dollars on futures, instead of you doing all sorts of crazy stuff, you can pay $99 a month and get an education of a lifetime and actually change who you are and see what happened to how you learned, how your subconscious mind was fixed due to what, how you were thinking about money too. We'll change the way you think about yourself and money. We'll help, jumpstart your brain by teaching you how to work out every day. That'll create the endorphins to help you think different. Once you're thinking different, we can rewire you. Then we're going to give you subconscious programming by Jim Rohn every single day that I want you to listen to during the workout, which is going to actually get into your alpha, beta state of mind. It's going to change your mind. Scientifically, we're going to tap into ways to change the way you think. I've thought about this. I've done it. I've programmed many people now. It's insane. I am a subconscious mind programmer. That's what I really am. It's like it's a hidden thing here. That's what we're doing on the stream. We're using technical analysis and we're using cryptocurrency, but I could have used any medium to do it. Understand? Sammy, you're the GOAT, brother. I watch you every day and I learned a lot from you. You make learning TA fun. Thanks. Found Jim Rohn. Your impersonations always crack me up. Top tier. I love you, coin operator. Thank you. Can you check Cardano, please, from Maximo Pasquale? Fitness with Flax. Let's take a look at that. Shout out to Maximo. Let's take a look at Cardano. So, Ondo looks great on the weekly. It's setting up nice. Look at the curve on the stochastics RSI. Last time we had that was our bottom. It's slightly a higher low. Looks like it's setting up for a move back to $2.29 for Ondo. All right. The 3-day chart looks okay. Could have some more juice. It's all right. It's not amazing. It looks all right. Could be somewhat better. But, it's got hidden bullish divergence. I'd like to see it break above $90 really, psychological yet again, and then that support it. It's $1.10, and then a swift move to 134, 158, and then it's boom. It's like there's really like 3 resistances, and it's back to the all-time high. I love it on the weekly. The daily's okay. It's still kind of hanging out, though. You got to get it back above the 200 MA. It's doing what Bitcoin's doing right now, though, with the bounce right here off the 200. So if Bitcoin can get this bounce, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. If Bitcoin can get this bounce out this flag, Ondo's going to bounce with it. We're going to get a breakout, some consolidation, and we're going to see Ondo somewhere above a buck and 5 cents here. Again, Bitcoin could also make that right shoulder and dump. So we've got some things to watch, and there's a couple scenarios that could play out either way here for BTC. And I'm open to them both. Ondo is going to be at the whim of Bitcoin, you see? Let's take a look at Cardano, and it's probably going to look very similar. Well, I'm going to look something very similar to Cardano that we saw here, yeah. We look at Cardano today, like that rising wedge could break down, and it looks like it did, and then you made the flag. Now, the only thing about Cardano is a little different than Ondo and Bitcoin is Cardano's not on the 200 MA on the 4 hour, it's below it. So it's kind of like it hasn't made that move yet. Again, if Bitcoin slumps off, though, same thing. You make that shoulder head, you'll make a right shoulder, you'll dump. Or you're going to pump, break above the 200 MA, and it's going to be rockets. Now, the 200 MA on Bitcoin on the 4 hour suggests we will get rockets. We've had now 6 4-hour candles above it. It's a pretty good, we've been above it now since, we've been above it for a while. It's good signs. We got really close to closing a candle below it today, and we did not. We fended off the bears there, even on low volume Sunday. So this kind of has like complex inverted head and shoulder vibes. You got this shoulder, sorry. You got shoulder, a bit of a head, shoulder, right? I like that. I mean, that looks like it's going to break out too. So Cardano looks good. Next move would be 72 for Cardano. Again, at the whims of Bitcoin, though. You gotta be paying attention. Bitcoin takes it down, then you're not going to get any of these pumps. You give me so much knowledge. My trading has improved massively thanks to you. Thank you. Hey, man, I've heard this from a few thousand people have told me I've improved their trading massively. So I show up every day and continue to do what I do because I hear this all the time. And thank you for saying it because it means a lot to me. I need the feedback more than I need the monetary value. I've got enough. Now I just need to keep pushing and making the legacy happen, keeping the brand alive and progressing. There's no reason not to progress the brand at this point. We've established, you guys know us, it's continue to move. Could you give your opinion on Paraverse Technologies, 10-year-old company, rendering competitor? Big links to Intel, BMW, ESC, just soft launched PVS coin. Interesting. It sounds cool because it's linked to real world, and PVS coin is a coin out here, like in crypto. PVS here on KKEX. It's on weeks too as well. And, is this the coin? You're not sure, right? So you go to CoinMarketCap. You type in PVS and you look and see if the prices are the same. PVS on Sol, so we can't really find much about this thing. When I can't get it there, I go to CoinGecko. They pay one or the other, sometimes both, sometimes only one. You have to pay for these listings a lot. And we're going to put in PVS here. And 069, that would be the coin, right? Because we looked at it there. But it says Sol infrastructure categories, one more. Community's bullish about PVS. And you can go to Twitter, you can go to their website, Paraverse. So you've got it, right? You've asked me about Paraverse Technologies. So we've honed in on the coin. We know we've got the right graph. That's why you can't be giving people bad data, right? So immersive and interactive 3D XR streaming, 3D XR application center, the power of distribute your 3D XR. I think someone asked me about this one time before, Paraverse. I don't know why the website just looked like deja vu, like I've seen it. Pretty low budget website if you ask me. I'm just being honest, I'm not trying to be rude. So this thing had a huge pump up to 1 5/10% and then collapsed like Mo. I mean, it's been a tough industry to come out in. And been a tough time in the industry to come out. 4 hour looks strong. That's the 200 MA hanging out there. You got this beautiful resistance that became support on the 1 hour time frame. So you would flag this out. You'd want to see the 1 hour catch up with the 21. But it does look like it could pump, right to the 200 MA. That would be my next target, somewhere at about 9.4, almost a penny there. Right? Yeah, at 0.6 cents to 0.9 cents, and then back to a penny. Hey, there's something going on with it. It's lower volume, but it looks interesting. You may be onto something here. All right? And I usually don't say that. I usually be like, that's garbage. Stay away from it. So, hey. Sam, it's okay. I pay for the class and let my son and his fiance in on it and a member of the group. Yeah, that's fine. No worries, man. Shout out to Jeff Green. We love you, brother. You're trying to help people, so amen. I'm trying to save as many lives as I can. You're doing the same. I get it. It'll come back to me. So I make this flag. When I do make this flag, my stops are below the 200 MA. I try to make them below the 200 MA, but also below a supportive resistance below the 200 MA. So you would want to be below there. There's a chance they still caught it, but and they ripped AERO. Wow, back all the way to 46 cents from the low at 27. They already almost doubled the thing. And it's crazy how they do this. Now, this is going to follow kind of Bitcoin again, and you're going to see, you want to see it make this. Bitcoin bounces. This will make a right shoulder. It'll start to consolidate. If Bitcoin collapses, it'll drop back down and we'll deal with whatever happens after that. So you're looking for bullish scenario for it to go tight, and then you can take the trade back up to 59. I'm still in Aerodrome. I like it. Maybe even add a little to my bag in these lows. Aerodrome, the market maker of base, the biggest exchange in the game. Once you're going to see it rock, I believe it's going to be crazy. So shout out to Jeff Green, B. Tyler, Explorer with Torrell, Maximo Pascal, Coin Operated, and Jason Ballard. All people gave amazing super chats tonight and asked awesome questions. It made the show really amazing. It was awesome. Like, I really, really appreciate you guys coming on in and being a part of the show. It was a dream. So thank you so much. Blessings on blessings. And with that, I'm going to probably jump on out of here for the night and get some sleep. Bitcoin struggling to stay above the key level, but watch your 4-hour. Stops below the 200 MA and we go from there. I wouldn't be honing in on the small time frames too much. Let's see how this 4-hour can do. Last night we played out. Let's see if it can play out again. We could easily make a right shoulder and fall off, but it looks like we may even get some type of pump a little more. Watch your 5-minute flag. It could still play out here. It's still a bit of a Sammy Cup and Handy that could do some damage. I'm still long. I'm not out my trade, so I'm sticking with it. I love y'all. Look at the camera shut off too. Like it just said, I'm done. So funny. I reminded myself too to restart the camera one chance if I could. And I forgot. And there it is now. It's just completely done. Oh, there she comes. Camera just shuts off. Can't get it to come back on now. It looks like it just wants to. It's deed. Did I kill it? Did it just finally go? I've used it for a long time. Oh, that might be it, man. That camera might have just completely called it a day on me. That might be it on the camera. I might have to use a different camera tomorrow. Go buy another camera. Like literally, I might be at Best Buy tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. getting ready for the stream. Crazy, you never know. I'll work on it tonight and see what happens. But God bless everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in. I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. May God bless the lifers. I'll see you all tomorrow. And I thank you guys so much for an amazing live stream. I could still show you like the end live. Like, I'm not here, but if I was here, you know what I mean? If my Elgato signal was there, right? I can't even hear the camera turn back on, so I don't. It usually gives me like a little switch. Let me see if I'm just not here. Times before I've unplugged it and plugged it back in. Still though, I'll try one more time, but you know, it is what it is. I love y'all, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. I got it back on. The cord fell out. The cord fell out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. That made me really happy. I like when my equipment works. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for a great life. I appreciate every single moment I have here. I'll see y'all tomorrow.